What's up, church? So I want to come to you today with a short little video to kind of address a question that I kind of get a lot, and I want to bring it home, I guess, in maybe a manner that you might be able to take and use for yourself. So there's always a question of how can there be a loving God if there's evil in the world? Now I come at this a couple of different ways. One of my first thoughts always is when someone brings that up, if they have children, is to point out what it takes to rear children and that you have to teach them to be good people. They are inherently bad. They're inherently liars and thieves and destructive and violent. That's the nature of the human animal, and that has to be trained out of them. They have to be corrected and to be able to function in normal society. That to me is like fairly obvious that our nature is not good. Therefore, evil is going to happen because our core self is not good. But that's often not good enough for some people. So we usually go a little farther. The idea that God should intervene in human activity and stop bad things from happening seems to be a novel idea. The only problem with it is it only applies to other people. They never apply that to themselves. So what I would challenge you to do is when a person says that if there was a loving God, there'd be no evil, is to ask them if they have ever done anything that they know is wrong. And then ask them what they thought God should have done to them to keep them from doing it. Well, what happens is often when you have arguments, illogical arguments, it is because they are coming from an emotional place and they are trying to make that a logical argument. My feelings are hurt because this bad thing happened, and because my feelings were hurt, therefore there cannot be a benevolent creator because my feelings are hurt. But when it comes to evil in this world, and to say that there cannot be a good God because there is evil in the world, is to one, not only negate the actual nature of humans, but is also to say we should not have free will. See, that is the problem with humanity, is that humans have free will. If we didn't have free will, then God would be able to stop anything that we did that was not in line with what would be his instructions or what would be best for humanity. When you're wondering about God not being real because these evil things, so think about the last time that you lied. What should God have done to stop you? The last time you stole. You hate. Have you never hated? Have you never hated? If you say that God should intervene when these heinous things are going on, should he have intervened with you when you hated someone? Should he have doled out punishment on you when you lied? Should he have doled out punishment on you when you stole? Should he have moved in your life and kept you from doing those things that you actually knew were wrong, but you went ahead and did them anyway? Should he have done that? Do you want to be a robot? You want other people to be a robot. You want God to move on other people in a manner that is contrary to the way that you want to be treated yourself. Well, God's fair. He's just. It rains on the good and it rains on the bad. We're all his children. He's not going to make you do something any more than he's going to stop someone else from doing anything. That's not how it works. I don't like it. Do you have an option? I'm not trying to be an ass. I don't understand why that's a valid argument. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I'm getting old. I don't like the fact that there's freaking gravity. I don't like the fact that I don't have a hover car. It's 2021. I was promised that back in the 80s. Why don't I have that now? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the fabric of reality, what we like and what we don't like? The reality is I didn't have to train my kids to fight with each other. I didn't have to train my kids to lie. I didn't have to train my kids to do a bunch of stuff. I had to train it out of them because their nature was to be selfish, narcissistic, sociopathic. Everything can be justified because I want it. That's not how a society works anywhere. You want God to stop the rapist? Yeah, so do I. He's not going to do that because that person has free will. He's not going to stop the lying politician because that person has a free will. He's not going to stop you cheating on your spouse because he's not that kind of God. You cannot say that God doesn't exist because evil exists. Evil exists because you have free will. You and your free will, me and my free will, are the reason why there's evil in the world. You want to blame something for the evil in this world, then blame free will. Free will is the reason why there's evil in this world, not because God does not love. It has nothing to do with that. Are we robots? Are we robots? Do you want to not have the ability to do whatever comes in your mind? Because that's how you've been living your life so far, clearly. So that's wrong. So God should have corrected all that. Every time you lied, stole, cheated, did anything immoral, did anything destructive, you wanted God to stop you from doing that. Or you just want God to stop other people from doing bad stuff. Because your stuff wasn't that bad. Well, was it not that bad? Or was it just not that bad because that's what you did? A lot of us have done a lot of bad things that we want to kind of like dress up, because we did it. Well, he doesn't dress things up. See, he's a fair and just God. Do you want him to hold you to the solid standard? Or do you want free will? Do you want him to regulate, force his will upon you? Or do you want to have your own free will? You can't have it both ways. So if you have free will, then the asswipe down the street who's a homicidal maniac also has free will. The way you stop evil in the world is you stop people from doing things that are evil. Well, there's a plan for that, and it's called the Bible. It's a path to walk your life. It gives instructions on how to manage everything from your business to your personal life, and the entire focus is on serving other people and lifting up your community and doing what is best for the majority. That's what the Bible teaches. The Bible does not teach individuality, does not teach secular humanism, does not teach that greed is good, doesn't teach any of that stuff, even though that's what this world system is worked on. If you want to be involved in a system where there is an answer to evil, then you have to follow what the Bible espouses. Evil in the world does not negate God. The fact that there's any good in the world is proof that there's God, because again, if you have children, you know you do not have to teach your children to be bad. You have to teach them to be good. The default status of humanity is evil. It's evil. It is to do wrong. It is to be selfish. It is to be narcissistic. That has to be overcome. And we overcome it through knowledge, through relationship, through community. All the things that the Bible tells us that we're supposed to do. So, hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Love you. See you next time. Bye.